I believe we can keep the promise of our founding. The idea that if you're willing to work hard, it doesn't matter who you are, or where you come from, or what you look like, or where you love. It doesn't matter whether you're black or white, or Hispanic, or Asian, or Native American, or young or old, or rich or poor, able, disabled, gay or straight. You can make it here in America if you're willing to try.
In this speech, President Barack Obama uses one of the most powerful and pervasive political tools of the 20th and 21st century, the American dream. The American dream was first explicitly defined by Joseph Adams Truslow in his 1931 novel, The Epic of America. Truslow describes it as that dream of a land in which life should be better, richer, and fuller for everyone, with opportunities for each according to ability of achievement. Truslow's definition is often misinterpreted to mean that in America, the only barrier to getting everything you could possibly want is your own ability. Under this view, the American dream advocates a maximum fulfillment of wants and desires. More is never enough. Scholar Robert Howhart clarifies Adams' definition. For Adams, it's not about attaining material goals, but rather about personal and spiritual fulfillment. Despite its prevalence in American culture, the American dream has not remained stagnant over time. Every scholar seems to agree that the dream has evolved, though there is disagreement over the cause. Shifts in the definition of the American dream are largely attributed to three factors: economics, ideology, and geography. The economic view holds that the American dream shifts as the economic structures of the US shift. For example, after the Great Recession, Americans increasingly emphasize elements of the dream that include owning a home. The ideological perspective attributes changes in the dream to evolutions of societal beliefs. Scholars who hold this opinion would point to the Age of Enlightenment as an example of the dream shifting from a government-oriented point of view to a more individual one. The geographical argument states that the dream shifts as the geography of America itself shifts. One common example of this change is the rapid suburbanization following World War II, emphasized the traditional dream of a white picket fence and nuclear family. Given the frequent shifting of the American dream, scholars often ask, is it closer to just that, a dream, or is it a reality? As wealth inequality increases more and more every year, many scholars feel that the dream is becoming increasingly unattainable. In fact, Howhart argues that the misinterpretation of Truslow's definition as maximum fulfillment of desire according to ability can never be attainable because culture can never sustain this form of pursuit of happiness on steroids. And yet, Howhart argues that having the American dream is still a critical piece of American culture. As other social institutions like family and religion weaken, Americans require the economic goals of the dream to ground their life and give them markers to focus on. Given the shifting definition of the American dream in academia, the logical next step of investigation is to analyze the portrayals of the dream in society at large. This 2017 E-Trade commercial shows a man seeing his boss pull up next to him with a nicer car as he begins to daydream of a better, richer life. The commercial concludes with the man logging onto E-Trade to create an account, implying that he will now garner the wealth he is envious of. This commercial isn't the only one to depict the dream as pure acquisition of wealth. In this 2014 Cadillac commercial, a man looks over his beautiful home and speaks to the American character.
Other countries, they work, they stroll home, they stop by the cafe, they take August off. Off. Why aren't you like that? Why aren't we like that? Because we're crazy, driven, hard-working believers, that's why.
At the end of the commercial, the man repeats the classical misunderstanding of Truslow's definition almost verbatim.
It's pretty simple. You work hard, you create your own luck, and you gotta believe anything is possible.
It's clear that these two ads use the bastardized definition of Truslow's American dream. The dream is unlimited acquisition of material wealth, despite this view not being in line with current perceptions of the dream. Meanwhile, other companies have nailed down the scholarly view of the American dream.
Thanks for cleaning the gutters.
Anything for you, hon.
This 2006 Budweiser ad shows a man so secure in his house and family that he's able to neglect them to enjoy some relaxation time to himself. Budweiser is showing America an attainable, topical, and desirable dream: security in house and family. This advertisement analysis begs the question, Why do some ads represent the American dream perfectly, while others offer a dated interpretation that is decades behind the rest of society and academia? The answer comes from a scholarly paper by Erica Paulson and Thomas O'Gwyn. The advertising industry often seeks to show Americans what they want to see, not what actually is. Thus, the advertisements that don't sync with what the American dream actually is must be a depiction of what Americans want the dream to be. This finding yields a key conclusion. There are two American dreams. There's the attainable dream. This is the dream that scholars argue shifts with different factors. These shifts allow the dream to remain attainable for the average American. Having an attainable dream is key. Remember Howhart's analysis of the significance of the dream. It grounds people's lives and gives them goals to strive for. If the dream is and always will be out of their reach, it's an ineffective goal. Thus, people must have an attainable American dream to look to. And yet, the E-Trade and Cadillac ads choose to show the unattainable dream. Truslow's idea, which became warped over time to mean the maximum attainment of wealth through hard work. While Americans know that this dream isn't reachable, they still look to it as an ideological beacon. They wish that this could be the attainable American dream, so that's why commercials show the dream as being so. But here's the problem. Advertisements work. People buy into what they're told on the screen, and this has real-world consequences. John Quelch of the Harvard Business Review posits that Americans' tendency to purchase homes that they couldn't afford as a result of the American dream played a major role in the economic recession of 2008. By encouraging people to reach for unattainable goals, the advertising industry helped cause global economic collapse. Ultimately, it's important to draw a clear line between the two definitions of the American dream. Once there's a clear understanding that the dream exists on not one but two levels, only then can the American people be protected from having their own dreams used against them.